Welcome to the longest running quiz show in the area. Categories. High school students compete to answer questions on topics from art to science, history to current events. And now, here's your categories host, John Bartell.
Hi, welcome to Categories. Today we're bringing you the second of our semifinal games as our number 2 seed Shawnee Mission East Lancers, coached by Nate Southwick, are taking on our number 3 seed, the Blue Valley West Jaguars, coached by Deborah Connerly. Let's go ahead and meet our contestants. First from East.
Hi, I'm Stuart. I'm a senior.
I'm Ian. I'm a junior.
I'm Nat. I'm a senior.
I'm Brian. I'm a senior.
I'm Charlie. I'm a freshman.
And our contestants from West.
I'm Vineet. I'm a senior.
I'm Colby. I'm a senior.
I'm Rachena. I'm a senior.
I'm Ryan. I'm a sophomore.
I'm Ricky, and I'm a senior.
All right. Colby, we can give you a chance to change your answer if you want. All right, there we go. Fantastic. All right, here on Categories, just as it is in the regular season, our first round, we will take turns answering questions from several categories. If the team responds correctly, of course, they will earn a point. If they don't respond correctly, the other team will get a chance to steal the category. We did a coin toss before we started recording. It was won by Shawnee Mission East. So Lancers, here is the first category. It is U.S. Geography. Identify this Texas city from the Spanish translation of its name meaning yellow. Ian.
Amarillo.
Amarillo. Back over to you, West. Current events is the category. Andrew McCabe published his new book called The Threat. It's a memoir about his time with which government agency? Colby?
The FBI.
It is the FBI. Back over to you, East. General knowledge, food. Give you a description here. A rich blend of fruit and sweetener. It's not always made with cream. It can include gelatin or egg white. It often contains more sugar than ice cream, although it's nearly fat-free. What is this dessert? Charlie?
Frozen yogurt?
It's not frozen yogurt. West, you have a chance to steal this general knowledge food category. A rich blend of fruit and sweetener. It's not always made with cream. It can include gelatin or egg white. It often contains more sugar than ice cream, although it's nearly fat-free. What is this dessert? Vineet?
Jelly.
No, it's a sorbet. It's a sorbet. Staying with you, West, government and economics is the category. How are American-controlled territories, which are not states, represented in Congress? Rayon?
They aren't.
I'm sorry, cannot accept that. Lancers, chance to steal this government and economics question. How are American-controlled territories, non-states, represented in Congress? Ian?
They send a representative, but he can't vote on anything.
That is correct. Staying with you, Lancers, world history is the category. Communist Che Guevara quit his post in Cuba's cabinet to lead guerrillas in what nation? Nat?
Argentina.
That's not Argentina. Jaguars, chance to steal this world history question. Communist Che Guevara quit his post in Cuba's cabinet to lead guerrillas in what nation? Bolivia. Wes, we are staying with you. Vocabulary is the category. What do we call a number, letter, or symbol written beneath and to one side of another? Colby?
Subscript.
It is subscript. Shawnee Mission East, government and economics is the category. Who was one of our state senators from Kansas? Stuart?
Jerry Moran.
Jerry Moran. The other would be Pat Roberts. Back over to you, West. Science, medicine. What simple name is given to the condition characterized by a sensation of falling or whirling about, and is also called vertigo? Is a symptom of epilepsy and inner ear ailments. Rashana?
Dizziness.
It is dizziness. Back over to you, Lancers. Poetry is the category. In these lines of by Lord Byron are also the title of the poem. I need you to fill in the blank. She walks in beauty like what? Nat?
The sun.
I'm sorry, cannot accept the sun. Jaguars, you have a chance to steal this poetry question. These lines by Lord Byron are also the title to this poem, and it goes this way. She walks in beauty like blank. Benit?
Like a shining star.
I'm sorry, that's also incorrect. Like the night. The night. West, we are staying with you. General knowledge is the category. What term is referred to the upward and downward movement on a computer's display? Benit?
Scrolling.
It is scrolling. Back to you, Lancers. Mathematics is the category. To evaluate 3 to the second times 3 to the 7th, what do you do with the exponents? Brian?
Add them.
You add them. Back over to you, West. World history. In 1900, there were about 5,000 British officials who were responsible for the well-being of about 30 million people in which Asian nation? Ochana?
India.
India. Lancers, sports and games is the category. Which U.S. college has sports teams nicknamed the Rainbow Warriors? Nat?
Hawaii.
It is Hawaii. Jaguars, fine arts, painting is the category. It's a long description. There are technically 5 separate versions of the expressionist artist work by Edvard Munch. The first 2, created with tempera and crayon, are on cardboard. A third version with pastels. Yet another version is a black and white lithograph. A final version, done in 1910 by Munch, due to its popularity of the previous incarnations, is held in the Munch Museum. Name this work. Rochana?
Scream.
It is Scream. Back over to you, Lancers. Science, specifically birds. What term describes birds of prey such as the turkey vulture and the California condor? Ian?
Scavengers.
Can I accept scavengers? West, you have a chance to steal this science and birds category. What term describes birds of prey such as turkey vulture and the California condor? Colby?
Raptors.
Not raptors, buzzards. Buzzards. We're looking for buzzards on that one. West, you have a chance. We are staying with you with U.S. geography. Which one of the Great Lakes has the highest elevation? Colby?
Lake Superior.
It is Lake Superior. Back to you, Lancers. Vocabulary is the category. Give you a description and you tell me what the name is. A person who represents an actor, writer, or director is called what? Stuart?
Agent.
It is an agent. Back to you, West. Literature. Nordhoff and Hall's trilogy begins with what book about Captain Bligh? Time. Lancers, chance to steal this literature question. Nordhoff and Hall's trilogy begins with what book about Captain Bligh? Nat?
The Midsummer Trilogy.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Mutiny on the Bounty. Mutiny on the Bounty is what we're looking for. Lancers, staying with you. Current events is the category. Name the country that became the 4th country to launch a spacecraft to the moon and the first to send one that was privately funded. Ian?
The United Kingdom.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. West, you have a chance to steal this current events question. Name the country that became the 4th country to launch a spacecraft to the moon and the first one that was privately funded. Colby?
India.
Israel. Israel. West, staying with you, mathematics is the category. In a triangle with sides of 6, 12, and x, what is the range of lengths for that missing side x? Ricky?
6 to 18, not including 6 and 18.
Very good. Great description. Lancers, coming back to you, fine arts and music. One of the 4 major classes of instruments, which sits directly in front of the conductor in an orchestra? Stuart?
Violin.
I cannot accept that. Jaguars, you have a chance to steal this fine arts and music category. One of the 4 major classes of instruments, which sits directly in front of the conductor in an orchestra? Colby?
Strings.
Cannot accept that. We're looking for woodwinds, especially the flutes and the piccolos. You guys are looking to challenge. Yeah, he's going to get back to us on that one. All right. Okay, I believe we left off with West. There was almost a chance to steal that category, so we're staying with you with the next category, which is sports and games. A polo team is made up of how many horse riders? Rochana?
6.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Lancers, chance to steal the sports and games category. A polo team is made up of how many horse riders? Brian?
4.
It is 4. Lancers, we are staying with you. U.S. history and railroads is the category. The Transcontinental Railroad was completed in 1869 when the Union Pacific Line, starting in Omaha, Nebraska, met the Central Pacific Line, starting from a city in California. The lines were joined at Promontory Point in Utah, but what city was the starting point for the Central Pacific Line? Ian?
Sacramento.
It is Sacramento. Musicals, back over to you, West. Musicals is the category. Which musical was based on the life of Annie Oakley? Rochana?
Annie.
I'm sorry, can I accept that? Lancers, you have a chance to steal this musicals category. Which musical was based on the life of Annie Oakley? Nat?
Annie, get your gun.
Annie, get your gun. Staying with you, Lancers, science, astronomy. Astronomy is the category. When the moon is in full phase, at what time of day does it rise? Nat?
Afternoon.
Cannot accept that. West, you have a chance to steal this science, astronomy question. When the moon is in full phase, Ricky?
Sunrise.
Sunset. Sunset. That siren does denote the end of our first half with a score, Shawnee Mission East 9 and Blue Valley West 8. At this time in our program, and as usual, we will have a campus update, but since it is the playoffs, we're going to award some regular season hardware. As you can see, the graphic on the screen is coming up with our regular season winners actually being Blue Valley, but our second place finishers this year is Shawnee Mission East with a record of 3-1 with 60% of their questions answered correctly. Blue Valley has an identical record, or excuse me, Blue Valley West with an identical record of 3-1, but with 56% of the questions correct. That's why East is our number 2 seed. So I have for you trophies for the placing of your categories. Here we go. And let's see, Colby, you are our acting captain today, so I'm going to award you this trophy for your excellent finish in the regular season. And then I also have these medals for you and your team.
Thank you.
And we do have an extra medal because I know you had some other participants, and if you need more, I'm sure we can get them for you.
Thank you.
All right. And Shawnee Mission East, congratulations on your second place finish for the season. And Stuart, you are the acting captain today, so congratulations to you and your team.
Thank you.
And we also have medals for your squad. I like saying squad.
Understandable.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And Ian, I'm going to let you have the extras because I know you have also had some other participants
Yes, we
throughout the
have.
year. So congratulations to both teams for an excellent, excellent regular season. And as you look at our tournament graphic on the screen, our non-winner will be playing in the consolation match against Shawnee Mission West, and our winner of today's semifinal will advance to play Blue Valley High School in our championship for the season. As we head into our second round, we did have a challenge that took place during our first round. And as our judge, Paul Caldwell, has looked and ruled, our challenge by Blue Valley West has been accepted, and the score has now been corrected to the score of Shawnee Mission East 9 and Blue Valley West 9. Strings are one of the major classes of instruments that sit directly in front of the conductor in an orchestra. All right, so here we go with our second round. Just like the regular season, our playoffs, we will start with our look and listen, which is worth 2 points. We will display it here on a monitor in the studio as well on the screen for those watching at home. And once again, it is worth 2 points. And just this reminder to teams, when someone rings in, we cannot rewind the video. We have to go from that point forward. All right, here we go. Our look and listen question. Name this city, sometimes called the Special Administrative Region. Ian.
Oh, that's not it. Hong Kong.
It is Hong Kong. 2 points awarded to Shawnee Mission East. Now, as we continue with our rest of our lightning round, questions are placed on the floor for either team to answer. If a team responds correctly, they earn a point. If they answer incorrectly, the other team will get a chance to steal. Here we go. Both teams. Geography terminology. A glaciated estuary with steep walls and a deep bottom is called a what? Ian?
Fjord.
It is called a fjord. Fine arts, theater. In Greek drama, what do we call the group that danced and sang the stories? Nat?
Chorus.
It is the chorus. Science, technology. What do you call a miniaturized electric circuit built on a microchip? Benit.
A nanochip.
Cannot accept that. Lancers, chance to steal this science and technology question. Ian?
Transmitter.
I'm sorry, integrated circuit, integrated. Shakespeare for both teams. In Macbeth, who did the witches say would be the father of kings? Brian?
Oh dear.
Sorry, time on that. Wes, chance to steal this Shakespeare category. In Macbeth, who did the witches say would be the father of kings? Benit?
Macbeth.
No, Banquo. Banquo. Government, economics for both teams. How many amendments does the U.S. Constitution, Benit?
27.
27 amendments to the Constitution. General knowledge for both teams. Name the 7-day African American holiday. Colby?
Kwanzaa.
It is Kwanzaa. World geography for both teams. Identify 2 of the 3 Canadian provinces bordering Montana. Colby.
Alberta and Saskatchewan.
Very good. Third being British Columbia. All right, this is the time that we are going to do our team theme huddle questions, which comprise of 2 questions. Teams can talk and ask and work it out amongst themselves. It is worth 2 points for the 2 questions. They must be responded by the team captain. In order to receive both points, both questions must be answered correctly. If not, the other team will get a chance to steal the 2 points. The category is law. Law. Question 1. What organization comprises the nation's largest group of lawyers? And question 2. Name the legal requirement that the state must respect all legal rights that are owed to a person. Stuart.
Okay. Bar and I don't know.
Time. I'm sorry. Time. Jaguar's chance to steal. Colby.
The
Go ahead.
the ACLU and the Privileges and Immunities Clause.
I'm sorry, cannot accept that. American Bar Association is the largest group of lawyers in due process. Due process. All right. No points awarded on the team theme. All right, here we go. Next category for both teams is mathematics. If theta is acute and the secant of theta is 7/3, what is the value of cosine of theta? Brian?
3/7.
3/7. Fine arts. Design is the category. It's a multiple choice question. Who was credited as the designer of many statues which decorated the Parthenon? Was it Scopas, Hesiod, Praxiteles, or Phidias? Colby.
Phidias.
Phidias. Nice job. Current events for both teams. The Oscar for the best motion picture went to Rayon?
Green Book.
The Green Book, very good. And we have a tie score at 14 apiece. Vocabulary, spelling is the category. Defined as disturbed, riotous, uproarious. Spell tumultuous. Nat.
Tumultuous.
Tumultuous. Nice job. U.S. military for both teams. A brigadier general in the United States Army has how many stars? Ian.
1.
Has 1 star. Science, psychology for both teams. This naturally or experimentally arranged situation in which a simulation of the subject's senses is greatly reduced. Experiments have included floating subjects in that.
Sensory deprivation.
That's what we're looking for, sensory deprivation. Musicals for both teams. In which musical would you hear the words sung? In olden days, a glimpse of stockings was looked on as something. Nate?
Anything goes.
I said Nate. Nat.
That's okay. I
Anything
understand.
goes. Anything goes is correct. General knowledge for both teams. Who wears the fisherman's ring? Ian?
The Pope.
The Pope does. World history for both teams. Which event occurred first? Obviously, multiple choice. Which one occurred first? Andrew Johnson is impeached and tried, the serfs are freed in Russia, or Napoleon III surrenders to Bismarck? Stuart.
Napoleon III.
I'm sorry, can I accept that? Wes, chance to steal this world history question. Which event occurred first? Rayon?
The serfs are freed in Russia.
Serfs are freed in Russia, 1861. Government and economics for both teams. Which of the following is the starting place for all federal cases? Is it municipal court, federal?
District courts.
It is district courts. Nice job. Geography, maps for both teams. What is the purpose of a relief map? Colby.
To show topography.
Topography or elevation. Very good. Sports and games for both teams. In 1971, which boxer inflicted Muhammad Ali's first defeat in professional boxing? Rayon?
Foreman.
It was not Foreman. Lancers, chance to steal the sports and games category in 1971. Ian?
Liston.
Not Liston. Joe Frazier. Joe Frazier. Science, animals for both teams. Another multiple choice question. Which of these animals subsist largely on a diet of krill? Colby.
Whales.
It is whales. Got it without even me reading the choices. Geography, North American geography is the category. Name the northernmost point in the United States. Colby?
Arrow Point.
I'm going to have to get a judge ruling on that one. Yeah, okay. Yep, we will accept it, yes. Famous places for both teams. By the way, the score is tied at 19 apiece. Famous places. The J. Paul Getty Museum became the world's richest in 1982. Where is it located?
Los Angeles.
We can accept it, yes. It's specifically just one in California, but it's in Los Angeles. U.S. history for both teams. U.S. history. The B-29 that dropped the atomic bomb in Hiroshima, August 6, 1945, was piloted by Colonel Paul Tibbets. What was the plane's nickname? Nat.
Enola Gay.
Enola Gay. Tied at 20. Music for both teams. The 1845 celebration honoring the 75th anniversary of his birth, of the birth of what famed composer brought Queen Victoria and Prince Albert to Bonn then that year? Ricky?
Bach.
It is not Bach. Lancers, chance to steal this music category. The 1845 celebration honoring the 75th anniversary of the birth of what famed composer brought Queen Victoria and Prince Albert to Bonn in that year? Ian?
Beethoven.
It's Beethoven. World history for both teams. Which of the following was not an early Mediterranean culture contributing substantially to European civilization? Was it Grecian, Egyptian, Phoenician, Mayan, or Roman? Ian?
Mayan.
Mayan. Literature, terminology for both teams. This line from Saul Bellows, a father to be, is an example of what kind of comparison? Here we go. Money surrounds you in life as the earth does Ricky?
Simile.
It is a simile. U.S. geography for both teams. Name the state that is bordered by Colorado, Nebraska, Missouri, and Oklahoma. Colby?
Kansas.
It is Kansas. Mathematics for both teams. What is the shape of the graph of a quadratic function? Ricky?
Parabola.
It is a parabola, and you've taken a 1-point lead. Science terminology for both teams. What verb means using chemical means to separate a solid substance from a solution? Ricky?
Distillation.
Cannot accept that. Lancers, chance to steal this science terminology question. Ian?
Filtration.
Precipitate. Precipitate is what we're looking for. Government and economics for both teams. How does a city manager differ from a mayor? Nat?
A mayor is elected, a manager isn't.
That is correct. Tied at 23. That siren does denote the end of our regulation game, and we have a score of Shawnee Mission East 23 and Blue Valley West 23. So we're going to overtime. Our overtime rules are as this. We are going to have 5 questions, and the team that has the best out of those 5 will be declared the winner. If we have a tie after those 5 questions, then we will go to a sudden victory question. So here we go. Both teams, hands on buzzers. Here is the first category, sports and games. How many rings are there on the Olympic flag? Colby?
5.
There are 5, correct. Ancient history, geography for both teams. The ruins at Burdorf, Dahlheim, Nenig, and Echternach are some of the relics surviving the Roman period in what country wedged in by Germany, France, and Belgium? Rayan?
Liechtenstein.
I'm sorry, I cannot accept that. Lancers, chance to steal this ancient history geography question. Ian?
Luxembourg.
It is Luxembourg. Literature for both teams. This man, called, quote, the firebrand of the American Revolution, wrote The Rights of Man. Colby?
John Locke.
I'm sorry, that is incorrect. Lancers, chance to steal this literature question. This man called, Stuart?
Thomas Paine.
It is Thomas Paine. Vocabulary for both teams. What is the difference between the words between and among? Vineet?
Among is multiple people, between is 2 people.
Is 2, exactly. That's what we're looking for. All right, we're tied at 2 apiece. Essentially, this is a sudden victory question. Government and economics. What form of government rules according to divine will? Brian?
Theocracy.
It is a theocracy. An excellent game played by both teams with the final score, Shawnee Mission East 26, Blue Valley West 25. Blue Valley West will be playing in our consolation game as they will take on Shawnee Mission West, and Shawnee Mission East will be taking on Blue Valley in our tournament, our championship game for the tournament. Once again, congratulations to both teams. We will see you next time here on Categories as we continue to bring you the best and brightest minds of high school students all throughout Johnson County.